right, ladies and jerk-offs, we've got some new footage, some new news brought to you from around the world by yours truly, Nonstop Thoughts. Uh, Turns out that we wasted a whole shit ton of money bombing the hell out of the Iranians again, pissing them off. Probably hundreds of millions of dollars, I would say, on the minimum side, to do absolutely nothing. And we saw that in that interview from the media with Pete Hegseth. It's strange, like the media is actually starting to try to get their shit together, it seems like, and report the actual news because they're starting to realize that maybe World War III might not be so good for business in the media or anyone ever. So now they're starting to get their shit together. There were some leaked satellite images of some dump trucks and some cargo trucks that came in, some bulldozers, like lined up for like a mile at least, trying to get the fissile material and the equipment out of there weeks ahead of the attack. Check it out.
Uranium. Do you have certainty that all the highly enriched uranium was inside the Fordo Mountain, or some of it, because there were satellite photos that showed more than a dozen trucks there 2 days in advance? Are you certain none of that highly enriched uranium was moved?
Of course, we're watching every single aspect, but Jennifer, you've been about the worst. The one who misrepresents the most intentionally what the president says. I'm familiar.
Report about the ventilation shafts on Saturday night, and in fact, I was the first to describe the B-2 bombers, the refueling, the entire mission with great accuracy. So I take issue with that.
I appreciate you acknowledging that this was the first the most successful mission based on operational security that this department has done since you've been here, and I appreciate that. So we're looking at all aspects of intelligence and making sure we have a sense of what was where.
So that is pretty telling. The fact that Hegseth didn't deny it, he didn't make any comment on it, didn't attempt to push it off, just attack the media, attack the comment. It happened. We didn't do anything except for piss the Iranians off even further, and therefore piss off the rest of the world. Because no matter what you think about Iran and their nuclear capabilities, whatever they're using it for, even if they are trying to use it to get a nuke, the rest of the world is watching what we're doing, as always, supporting the continued genocide of the surrounding nations around Israel. And most of the world, Xi Jinping, more recently Putin, check that out.
Агрессия против Ирана не имеет под собой никаких оснований и никаких оправданий.
تجاوز بی‌دلیل علیه ایران هیچ اساسی ندارد.
У нас с Ираном давние, добрые, надежные отношения.
The whole world is kind of lining up, and the world economy is lining up, looking for World War III. And that's where we're headed. Now, when that's going to happen, nobody knows. Not really. But it's looking more like it now than ever before. Iran's going to get nuclear weapons. They have to. If they want to survive, they're going to have to get them. If America, imagine a world where America didn't have nuclear weapons. Like, if you can imagine such a thing, we would have been overran forever ago. Like we would have been overran at the First World War. It would have been over. Like we would have been flying somebody else's flag, whatever Axis power you would like to believe. World War II, World War I, World War II, somewhere in between there, we would have been toast. The only reason we were established as a nation is because we got the bombs and we have a border. And those two things have to be maintained. Every nation is like a gated community, like a hidden garden. And that garden has to have walls. Because if it doesn't, then the wildlife gets in and just destroys it. Anybody that's ever done any gardening knows exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you might be able to do some whatever the word is, sustained gardening or whatever, where they calculate a certain amount of loss for pests and animals and things like that. There's still enough left for you and your family or whatever. that only works until the animals start catching on that it's free game, and they run in and they run amok, and they'll just take everything away. Same thing is happening with Iran. They have their wall must be not just the mountains that surround them. There's going to be no such thing as a ground force that goes into Iran. They're surrounded by mountains. It's a complete wasteland desert for the most part. There's no good way to get tanks in there. There's no good way to get artillery in there. The only thing that you can do with them is air and potentially a missile strike from a submarine. You're not going to get in there with boots. So anybody that says like, oh, it's going to be World War III boots on the ground, we're not going there because it would be fucking suicide for everyone. If they do, those soldiers, you must know, if you're listening to this, you're a soldier, you know anybody that had a soldier in your family, don't let them go, because that is going to be fucking suicide. The only type of strike you can make against Iran is air, submarine, missiles, ICBMs, whatever. You're not getting in there with boots. They're surrounded by mountains, and it's a fucking desert wasteland. You can't move in and out of there. And they control all the water ports, Strait of Hormuz. Notice your gas prices going up here recently? That's because the 25-30% of the entire world's oil comes out of there. So they're retaliating with that. They're choking off a bit of it, not all of it, because they know that if they cut Big Daddy government, the petrodollar, off by 25%, they'll get turned into a sheet of glass overnight. That's exactly what they know that will happen. So they're just doing enough to say, hey, we don't appreciate you killing those people and setting us back by months. And that's really all we set them back by was months. But there's going to be more retaliatory strikes on Israel. Again, rightfully so. The nation of Israel, they say, has the right to defend itself. And guess what? So does Iran. So does Libya. So did the Gazans before they've been completely just wiped off the fucking map. Those people who were originally there before the Israeli people, the European Jews that were sent over there to completely, do a complete takeover. They were sent there to do that. That's exactly what they did, because there was no reconciling the Jewish way of life and the Muslim way of life or the Christian way of life. There were Christians there too. Don't forget. Not just Muslims, there were Christians there as well. And they were forced out of their homes into the desert to die. I've already covered that in another video. I won't go into detail about that. You can go check that one out. Excuse me, indigestion. I'm going to drink a little beer. Maybe that'll wash it down. The acid rolling up in my gut. Oh, yeah. Yep. That always does the trick. So we've got some more. This is older footage, but I didn't know about it. I never saw it. It's so wild. It's so wild. It doesn't seem real. It seems fake. But most things nowadays are so outrageous they seem fake. I don't know if you saw the golden pager that was presented to Donald Trump by Netanyahu, and a silver pager that was presented to John Fetterman for some reason.
Beeper. Oh, it's a. Now this is a silver-plated beeper. The real beeper is like 1/10 the weight. It's nothing. Really? Yeah, but it changes history.
You know, when that story that story broke,
yeah,
I was like, oh, I love it, and now it's like, thank you for this. Yeah, no, all right, no, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it has something to do with that last name, yeah. By Bibi Netanyahu. Right after, it's either right after or right before the attack. I'm pretty sure it was right after the terrorist attacks against the supposedly Hamas. There were a lot. People don't realize there were a lot of civilians that had nothing to do with any terrorist organization. And even if they did have to do with Hamas, Israel created Hamas. It's on them. There was specifically one story that sticks out in my mind of a little girl that was killed by one of those C4 pagers when she was trying to bring it to her dad because it was going off moments before it exploded. She was blown in half. So, and there's a lot more rumors, and it seems plausible that a lot of those pagers didn't go off. So that means there's a whole bunch of C4 plastics explosives, pagers, cell phones, tablets, things of that nature just floating around out there, waiting to kill someone. Like fucking landmines, time bombs, just waiting to go off. The wrong amount of static charge, the degradation of the lithium battery, get hot, popping, whatever. Anything can fucking set that shit off. Normally, C4 takes an electrical charge, but, I mean, it could happen. I'm pretty sure with enough impact, you can also set off C4. It might just have to be. I'm not an explosives expert. It's probably a good thing. I did a little bit of research on it years ago when I was one of those kinds of teenagers. But that's not good. There's a whole lot of them, probably dozens of them, still just floating around out there. No one knows where the fuck they are. They're probably old tablets. God, for fuck's sakes, there's probably going to be some warehouse or something reclaiming these things at some point, and some shop is going to get blown to fucking hell. Because they were trying to recycle the fucking thing and like, what the hell is that? Boom! Just fucking dead. Who knows how many more innocent people will be killed by those? Those are war crimes. Those are war crimes, 100%. So the idea that we can just continue to support Israel without any kind of ramifications is starting to become like a bad fever dream. There's no way we can continue to get away with this. When World War III comes, we're going to be on the wrong side of that. We weren't really 100% on the right side during the first two, honestly. We should have stayed the fuck out of it, and we should stay the fuck out of it now. We should have stayed the fuck out of it. We're already fucking in it. We're already in it. Iran's going to get nukes. They're going to get it. It's a matter of time. They have to. There's one of two different scenarios that are going to happen. Either Iran gets nukes, and we pray to God, whatever God you worship, that Iran doesn't decide with those memories of their families being killed wantonly, that they don't retaliate for that. That's scenario number one, that they get it, they manage to wall off their garden, and everybody leaves them the fuck alone, which is all they're really looking for anyway. Their track record's pretty good, actually, if you look into it, for not having a preemptive strike on other nations, because they don't want any fucking smoke with anyone. They just want to be let the fuck alone. They want the right to trade. They want the fucking right to exist in peace, to be left the fuck alone in that wasteland that they have over there. Those are some very hard people, okay? And they're smart enough to start developing nukes. So they're both hard people and they're smart and getting smarter. And they're getting craftier about hiding what they're doing. They're going to get them. Or, number two, Israel and America together wipe them off the fucking map. Neither one of the fucking scenarios is good. Even as an American, I, like everyone else, am responsible by paying the taxes going into the Pentagon to support the bombs being developed and built and flown over and dropped and used to kill people. We're all implicated in this. God help us all when the judgment time comes, because we're all in a lot of fucking trouble. But I would actually prefer, this may sound crazy, but hear me out. I would actually prefer if Iran got their nukes and let's just see what the fuck happens. Because eventually somebody's going to fucking start a nuclear war. It's just a matter of time. And I don't think it's going to be Iran, by the way. Probably a whole hell of a lot more likely to be Israel. Ever heard of the Samson option? Where if Israel is under assault and it looks like they're going to lose, they just launch everything they fucking got, and they have nukes. They have them. And they just wipe out the fucking Middle East. You know, do you have any idea what the fuck that'll do? You really think Iran wants to do that? No. Do you think Iraq or Afghanistan wants that? No. You think Libya wants that? No. Think the people in Gaza want that? No. You think Egypt wants that? No. Nobody over there wants that. Israel, however, is being ran by psychopaths, third-generation psychopaths. And they're going to stop at nothing, or I should say Bibi Netanyahu and his war pigs are going to stop at nothing until they snort out every fucking truffle in the Middle East. And they're going to you've seen the footage of Bibi Netanyahu and his plan for greater Israel.
To understand the magnitude of the transformation that we seek to advance, let me show you a map of the Middle East in 1948, the year Israel was established. Here's Israel in 1948. It's a tiny country, isolated, surrounded by a hostile Arab world. In our first 70 years, we made peace with Egypt and Jordan, and then in 2020, we made the Abraham Accords, peace with another 4 Arab states. Now look at what happens when we make peace between Saudi Arabia and Israel. The whole Middle East changes. We tear down the walls of enmity. We bring the possibility of prosperity and peace to this entire region, but we do something else. You know, a few years ago, I stood here with a red marker to show the curse, a great curse, the curse of a nuclear Iran. But today I bring this marker to show a great blessing, the blessing of a new Middle East between Israel, Saudi Arabia, and our other neighbors. We will not only bring down barriers between Israel and our neighbors, we'll build a new corridor of peace and prosperity that connects Asia through the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, to Europe. This is an extraordinary change, a monumental change, another pivot of history. Now, as the circle of peace expands, I believe that a real path towards a genuine peace with our Palestinian neighbors can finally be achieved. But there's a caveat. It has to be said here, forcefully. Peace can only be achieved if it is based on truth. It cannot be based on lies. It cannot be based on endless vilification of the Jewish people. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas must stop spreading the horrible anti-Semitic conspiracies against the Jewish people and the Jewish state. I mean, he recently said that Hitler wasn't an anti-Semite. You can't make this up. But he did. He said that. And the Palestinian Authority must stop glorifying terrorists. They must stop its ghoulish pay-to-slay policy of giving money to Palestinian terrorists for the murder of Jews. This is all outrageous. It must stop for peace to prevail. And anti-Semitism must be rejected wherever it appears, whether on the left or on the right, whether in the halls of universities or in the halls of the United Nations. For peace to prevail, the Palestinians must stop spewing Jew hatred, finally reconcile themselves to the Jewish state. By that I mean not only to the existence of the Jewish state, but to the right of the Jewish people to have a state of their own in their historic homeland, the land of Israel. And let me tell you, the people of Israel yearn for such a peace. I yearn for such a peace.
They're executing that plan. They intend to take over all of the Middle East. And if we don't step back, if America doesn't step back and start focusing on what's important, we're getting ready to be on the wrong side of history and possibly removed from history. Now, on to the next thing, our economy. We've got another budget cut off or whatever it's called coming up. If they don't get things reconciled, we're going to fall into default, which I don't think has ever happened. It may have happened. I don't think so. But if that happens, all hell breaks loose. Stock markets collapse. Everybody's 401k goes. It's fucking gone. More indigestion. Hold up. Oh, thank God. Pardon. I'm sure that sounded great coming through the mic. Hey, you like my new mic? I did that for you. You guys out there. Appreciate the new subscribers. Appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback. Trying to do better. Trying to get the videos a little bit more watchable. I know that they haven't been good recently, but stick with me. I'll get better at this as we go along. Cheers. So, the big beautiful bill. Biggest, best, beautiful bill ever. No, it's not. It's a big bill. It's a huge bill. And it's going to fucking thrust us into about $4 trillion more in debt. They're going to have to raise the ceiling even further, which means all of our money is going to be worth a lot less. A whole lot less. And a lot of people are going to lose Medicaid benefits, disability benefits, food stamps. Well, what do you think that's going to do? Whether or not you believe that the people that have those benefits deserve them or not, or need them or not, what do you think is going to happen when all of that goes away? Those people are going to take to the streets. And in fact, got a little clip for you. The White House knows. This administration knows what's getting ready to happen. And they're preparing. Check it out.
We're seeing a lot of these helicopters like that have been flying in front of the White House that are basically doing a big square around both the Washington Monument and the White House.
So they're putting up iron gates. There were already iron gates and walls and everything else around the White House. So they're putting up more iron gates. Hundreds of yards of gates, of iron bars, unclimbable, unscalable fencing. Because they know what they're getting ready to do. They're preparing for backlash. That's what all those bunkers are about, right? In case things get out of hand, in case the fences don't work. Everybody's got a place to run. All the rats got a place to hide. Like I said before in the other video, though, there won't be a bunker you can dig deep enough, or a plane you can fly high enough, or a space shuttle that'll take you to safety to another planet. It won't happen. They're giving tax breaks to the billionaires because, of course, they are, because they're billionaires. Why would they give a shit about you? They don't give a shit about you. Now, when Elon Musk is trying to pretend like he's the good guy still, saying that he's going to start a third party, the America Party. Oh, lovely. That's great coming from a South African. Not that I've got anything against South Africa, save for the fucking genocide that's going on down there all the time, and, you know, the complete war-torn and rape and AIDS and all the fucking shit's going on down. It's a beautiful country, but the people are out of their fucking minds, and their government's almost as bad as ours. Blackouts and the food deserts, and it's just a mess. That's where he's from, you know. In case you didn't know, somehow. Yeah, the world's wealthiest man in America is an African. That's a little bit ironic, don't you think, considering, well, you know. Anyway, he's trying to seem like the good guy now, coming out, trying to say, if this bill passes, the very next day, the American Party is going to be founded. Which means basically that the next president, if there is a next president, will be a Democrat, because that will split the MAGA crowd right in two. That neither side can win if they're not unified. Which they're all corrupt anyway. All of them. That doesn't matter. So don't think that, you're going to go and vote for whoever Elon Musk handpicks and puts in, because he can't run because he's not from here. He doesn't have he has, citizenship, but he's not an American citizen, not born, not naturalized. That's another thing. Looks like there's some kind of talk, and I haven't looked into this a lot yet. I should have before I started this video, but looks like there's going to be some changes to how things are done when it comes to deportations. It doesn't matter if you're a naturalized citizen or not. If they don't like what you say or what you do, or if they just consider you to not be part of their crowd, they can deport you. To a certain degree, I agree with some of it, because if you're not supposed to be here, you're not doing us any favors here, whether you're working or not, because those people are sending money back over to their families, and I appreciate their situation. I understand where they're coming from. I don't understand it personally on an empathetic level. I do to a certain degree, but I'm not in their shoes. But I've looked at a lot of it. You can't help but look at a lot of it. You see it on TV, you hear about it on the radio, you watch it on the Black Mirror device you're watching me on right now. But you can't have a nation that just doesn't have borders. So while I agree with deportations of those who are here illegally, I do not agree with just the wanton sort of a chaos of deporting people based on whatever they decide this week. That's not what the government is for. We know this. Govern meaning to control, meaning mentality, mind. Government is mind control. And that's exactly what they're doing. Now they're going to split it to a third party and try to shuffle things around. Now they've got a third cup with the fucking bean underneath of it, and they're moving it around, right? If that's going to make things any better. There's no bean under any of the cups. You lose, no matter what. You and I, we lose. So don't think that Elon Musk is going to come in like the fucking great white savior, white knight, and fucking save us all, because he's not. He's in it for himself. That's why he's fucking mad at Trump, because supposedly it's all probably theater anyway, but, he lost his subsidies because he said some things about Epstein, and he probably shouldn't have done all that. I would really like to see those Epstein files come out. I just, whoever out there might have them, get them out. There is no dollar amount that's worth your soul for all the people that were doing just absolute heinous shit there. Don't defend them. Let it out. We know Trump was on it. We know Gates was on it. We know that most celebrities were on it, singers. We all know. We've all been hearing for the last few years. And everybody that you know from the media or from the TV, from the internet, every billionaire or multi-millionaire that had any kind of ties to Epstein whatsoever, Mr. Mossad, they're on that list. So I want to go ahead and finish this video up. Sorry, I've been gone for a while, but sometimes I got to get my head straight so I can present this video properly. And I've got, health issues and stuff of my own, which I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to bore you with that. Sure would be nice if I could afford healthcare. That'd be cool. But being that I'm been fired from my job, without insurance, you're pretty much fucked. I mean, you're fucked with insurance. It's still going to be an arm and a leg, but without it, you ain't getting nothing done, boy. When you get a couple of blood tests done and it's $4,000, you're not getting any kind of medical benefits, no help. The only medical benefit I really need is one of those do not resuscitate, do not incubate cards put in my fucking wallet and hope that they accidentally save my ass anyway and miss it. That way I can fucking sue them when they send me the bill. I have this in my wallet. I've got it fucking posted all over online with the dates and timestamps and every fucking thing else. I've got it in my fucking wallet. I need to get one of those. So if you're an EMT out there, just let my ass fucking die, would you? Do me a favor, that way I don't have to fucking deal with this shit anymore. I know that sounds like fucking suicidal or whatever. It's not. We're all going to die one day. It's going to happen one way or another. Whether you step off in front of a fucking bus or you die from the fucking C word, cancer, you know, you're going to get hit with something. Something's going to come on. It's got your name on it. There you go. Whether you believe in God or not, you're going. You ain't going to live forever, and Elon Musk ain't going to put you in some computer either to help you live forever either. What a fucking hell that would be if that was actually possible. If you were sentient inside that fucking box down in some bunker somewhere, never able to escape. Could you imagine? Maybe that's what fucking hell is. You ever think of that? Anyway, let's wrap this shit up. I'll see you in a few days, maybe sooner, if I can get some decent rest and get some hours put in doing my deliveries and such. I'll try to get back at you a little quicker. I got a few more ideas. I'm rattling around the marbles that are loose in my head. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this video quality was a little better. I am sorry about the compressed videos that keep happening through the editing software that I have. I don't know how to fix that yet. It just keeps happening. Every time my upload speeds are so abysmal here. Like this video, now that it's almost 25 minutes long, is gonna take like 2 hours to upload, and then I just gotta hope that it worked, that YouTube didn't compress the video down to make it work for some fucking reason. Why it won't just send the video in full screen like I'm filming it now. It did for the first couple videos. Now I don't know. Maybe I'm being fucked with. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe there's some keywords that during that real slow upload, your video's being processed and it's thinking about whether or not it wants to fuck you. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe there's nothing I can fucking do about it because of that. But I hope you'll stick around anyway. I hope you'll continue to watch my slow decline into madness, and the world's slow decline into madness. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, share it. Leave me lots of comments. I had somebody recently, Anthony, I think his name was Anthony Williams, that sent me some constructive criticism, and I appreciate that. And I hear where he's coming. I hear where you're coming from. I'm doing what I can. I appreciate the subscription. I assume that was you, the newest one. So thank you. Maybe I'll start doing that, like thanking the people that subscribe, because I do appreciate it. But yeah, do all the YouTube things. For some reason, I just went out of shot there for a second. Sorry. Do all the YouTube things, and you'll see me next time. I'm going to start making that my thing. I'm going to make some logical comments. You'll see me next time. You ever notice all the people out there on YouTube like, I'll see you next time? No, you won't. I don't see you. You see me. Unless you go out there and make a YouTube channel. And if you do, let me know. I'll subscribe to your channel. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks.